Hey guys, it's Zito Sports Nation here. We're getting ready for March Madness, Zach.
Oh man, these days have been super exciting. Just honestly counting down the hours to tomorrow.
We had the excitement last night. We had a win for Indiana over Wyoming in a good game.
It was a good one. Frustrating because we were both rooting for Wyoming, and to see Wyoming, kind of just toss the game away. It was a bit frustrating, but it was a really good game to watch though.
And then we had Texas Southern beating Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Yeah, which I had never seen either of those teams, but hey, it gives them a platform to compete on. So that was fun to watch too.
Tonight we're gonna get to see Bryant taking on
Bryant versus I can't even remember.
I can't, but I know our late game is Rutgers taking on Notre Dame tonight, Zach.
Yeah, Rutgers Notre Dame, very interesting game because like me and Will really believe if Rutgers can find a way to win this game, we think Rutgers can really do something in the tournament. Maybe.
Yeah, the early game is Bryant and Wright State.
Oh, Wright State. That's right.
Wright State's playing Bryant in our early game. That's gonna be big. That's Peter Kiss's time though.
That is.
We'd already written it off for a Bryant win. But here in this video, guys, we're gonna go over highlighting games for Thursday in our the round 64 and
our top five.
Our top five games. We're gonna give you our top 5 picks of the must-watch games for tomorrow, the Thursday games. And Zach, we open it up with two bangers, man.
Yes.
We got the first matchup we're going to talk about here. We got Michigan and Colorado State. Now, a lot of people that we talk to, they're like, we can't believe you guys are picking Colorado State in this game. You would think the roles are reversed and that Michigan's the 6 and Colorado State is the 11.
Yeah, it shows the Power 5 bias of some people, but
yeah,
and that's why I'm glad for some of these mid majors in this tournament to be able to hopefully show that they can compete at the highest level, and I'm excited for this matchup tomorrow to see if Colorado State is able to match up with Michigan at the highest stage possible. The only concern I'm having for Colorado State is how well they're going to defend Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah.
Because that is a little bit Colorado State's weakness as a center. They don't have a good center. So I'm a little nervous about that, but really looking forward to this match.
I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm just curious if Hunter Dickinson gets shut down, what else is going to happen for that Michigan team? I mean, you never know what they're going to look like on any given day sometimes.
And this isn't a great 3-point shooting team either.
No.
Like this Michigan team. So I still lean Colorado State in this game. But I think this one literally is going to come down to a buzzer beater.
It's going to be a great game. I'm excited for it.
And Colorado State's ability to hit free throws will probably be crucial for us.
Yeah.
Because we struggled in the semifinal for the Mountain West Conference Championship. As long as Colorado State hits their free throws, because free throw shooting is going to be crucial down the stretch of this game because it'll be a single-point game.
They're going to need Kendall Moore to shoot the ball well. He struggled in the game against San Diego State. He shot, I believe, 0 for 6.
Yeah.
From 3. It was not good enough. You're going to have Isaiah's going to show up, hopefully. Isaiah Stevens and David Roddy are going to show up for Colorado State. And you need one more guy if you're Colorado State, I think.
You do. And if you're Michigan, you're going to need to rely on, obviously, Hunter Dickinson, but you're also going to need Eli Brooks, your veteran point guard. Well, he's that kind of off-ball guard, Devontae Jones point guard. But Eli Brooks is going to need to be big. He's their veteran, their 5th-year guy. He's going to have to step up for Michigan State to be able to really have a chance to win this game.
It's going to be a really big game. I'm curious, it's going to be such a pro-Michigan crowd there. I'm surprised they put this game in Indiana.
I am too. The crowd that Michigan's going to have, it's going to probably be 90% Michigan fans there tomorrow.
Because that's Tennessee. Tennessee Longwood is there tomorrow. And then who else is going to be?
That's all I can think about.
I'm not 100% certain who the other 2 games will be there, but it's still going to be a high Michigan crowd, which as the low seed, you don't see often.
No, you don't. I feel like Colorado State, they got a lot working against them here, especially because they arrived to Indianapolis later than most teams flew out for their games.
They flew out yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. So it's a weird situation. But Colorado State, I think they're going to be ready to play, and I think they're going to win in a close one.
Yeah, I got Colorado State. We'll say Colorado State by 6.
By 6. Yeah. I'll do Colorado State by 4.
There we go. So we both got Colorado State winning this game in a close one. But that kicks off our tournament, Zach, and our tournament keeps on rolling with another banger.
Right after starts only half hour after the
This is a 2 TV kind of morning here, people. This is a TV and a laptop, TV and a phone, whatever it is, split screen TV.
Yeah.
You're going to want to see both these games because the second game of the day is Providence taking on South Dakota State. And Zach said it to me, this is probably the closest spread you've seen in a 4-13 game.
Yeah, I've never seen a spread like this. I knew it was going to be close, and I said to Will a couple weeks ago, whatever team Providence plays, the spread is going to be closer than anything we've seen because the Providence is they're the lowest ranked KenPom team ever to be a 4 seed by 16 spots. I think they're 49th in the KenPom right now, and it's crazy. But this matchup is going to be amazing because South Dakota State shoots the lights out, 45%. When you see it here,
over under is 149.5, Zach.
149
total.
There's gonna be some points in this game.
Yeah, the even odds makers are picking it. Don't miss the game. Don't blink because you're gonna miss a bucket.
It's gonna be good, and it's gonna be interesting to see because Providence, how are they gonna respond to that 27-point blowout? Like, sometimes that can be a humbling experience and can bode well for you. Sometimes it can be it hurts the confidence a bit. So I am interested in that.
Yeah, the line right now as it stands here at 356 Mountain on Tuesday or on Wednesday is Providence by 2 right now, Zach. It's Providence -2.
That is crazy to see in a 13-4 matchup.
Yeah. Well, how about this right now in your 11-6 matchup? It's Michigan -1.5. It's Michigan's your opening favorite. It shows that we're jumping back a game for a second, but it shows how much of a bias they have to the Power 5 right now.
And they do. They have a big bias towards the Power 5 right now.
But back to where we are right now here. I like South Dakota State.
I do too. I think just South Dakota State's ability to shoot the ball, and in March Madness, you look for teams that can really shoot the ball, and that's what South Dakota State has.
Look at their 3-point percentage, man, 44.9.
That's as good of a 3-point percentage as I've ever seen a team have, and they take 21 a game, and so I'm just really impressed. We were impressed in the Summit Championship game by South Dakota State. I just think this is South Dakota State team that could do some damage. 15
assists a game. That's pretty good.
They're sharing the ball.
Yeah.
I honestly think South Dakota State, it's going to be obviously another close one, but I think South Dakota State could win this game, maybe getting up near 8 to 10 points. I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, so you're thinking, call it 9 for you? South Dakota State by 9?
South Dakota State by 9.
I'll say Jackrabbits by 12.
By 12.
12.
And this is like Providence is a team. I just think they've really overperformed this year. Obviously a good team, and they feel like more like a 6 seed to me in terms of talent. Talent-wise, I think they're 6, and I think South Dakota State talent is probably an 11. So like a 6-11 type matchup, what this feels like to me. But yeah, I love what this game can offer for us.
Yeah, I think if this game stays close, it tends to favor Providence because of their experience in tight games. They've won a lot of close games. They've lost a lot of close games, but they're in every game. They're tight in every game, which if it stays close helps them because they've been there, done that.
Yeah, they've really only lost one close game this year, and they're like 15-1 in games under like 6 points.
Yeah,
it's like unheard of what they've done in close games. South Dakota State typically blows people out. So I'm with you.
Call it luck, call it what you want, but I think there's something they've gained by staying in close games. So the recipe for South Dakota State will be to try and get a lead,
get a little bit of a lead, get a 7-8 point lead, get a 10-point lead if you can, and I think they'll be able to win.
So we both like the Jackrabbits. I got Jackrabbits by 12. Zach's got the Jackrabbits by 9, splitting the difference there. Let's go down here and we'll talk about the next game on our list. We see here Marquette and North Carolina. Now, the game itself is a good game in and of itself, but the potential for storylines coming out of this game is what I love.
It is what we love because we see North Carolina, if they can get out of this, having such a good chance to beat Baylor, especially for the matchup that it is. A different 1 seed, North Carolina doesn't have that advantage.
Yeah.
But with Armando Bacot, we see such a huge advantage for North Carolina to beat Baylor in, and that's the main thing here. Is we're curious. I think UNC winning this makes the next round more interesting. But I think Marquette is not gonna be easy for North Carolina to get by.
No, I don't think so either. Funny story for you, Zach. We'll time travel back a year. Filling out my bracket last year, people will remember Baylor and North Carolina were sitting in the same little area, same first
little quadrant
of their brackets. And if North Carolina had won that game, they would have played Baylor, their 64 game.
Yeah.
I picked North Carolina in that game against Baylor for the reason of I felt that Baylor was undersized and they're going to get eaten alive down low. Fast forward to 2022, we get to the same point in the same place.
Yeah.
And something I said last year is I'm never putting my trust in North Carolina again because they went out there and laid an egg completely in their 64 game. And I said, I can't believe I put my trust in this North Carolina team. I'm breaking that rule here, and I'm putting my trust in this North Carolina team here, Zach.
And is the main reason you're trusting, is it the growth of Armando Bacot
Yeah.
this year?
Yes.
He's taken such a leap this year as a player.
He stepped up.
He's so consistent, and that's what makes me really want to favor North Carolina in this game, because I think Bacot's hungry. We've seen it in these last several games. They obviously got blown out by a super hot Virginia Tech team, but I think that's just credit to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
I think North Carolina's hot as crap as well, and I think Bacot's going to be super. I think he's going to be superb in this game, and I don't think Marquette's going to really have that much of an answer for him.
No, I like North Carolina by 10.
I'm going to say North Carolina by 7 for me.
7.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty close, and they're going to get a little bit of a lead at the end.
Yeah, I think it balloons a little bit there, but I just think, I don't know, this North Carolina team seems like they've got some stuff figured out lately, Zach.
They do. I think it took them a very long time to figure it out, but now they got it figured out, and they have obvious talent on the North Carolina roster. They were underperforming for a long time. Now they're where they need to be.
Yeah, the odds makers have this game right now at North Carolina -3.5 right now.
Which I think that's a fair spread for this game.
I think that's fairly even spread.
And I kind of like that. And I would, if I was betting on this one, we'd take North Carolina on that.
We take that. I'd give the points and I'd take North Carolina. Let's go down here and another game. We're going to talk about these two games here, the San Francisco and Murray State and the Arkansas Vermont. But quick hitter here, Zach, who do you have in Creighton and San Diego State?
I'm leaning Creighton right now. I think we both kind of are leaning them a little bit just because of the way Creighton has been playing lately. San Diego State's been playing great too, but I think Creighton has more guys that can score.
Yeah.
And with San Diego State, you have really one guy that can score, and that's Matt Bradley. You maybe Polium is your second scorer.
He takes some weird little floater sometimes.
He does. All he pretty much takes is he'll take occasional threes and about 5 floaters a game. And that's what you get out of Polium. And that's their second leading scorer. And that's what makes me lean Creighton. Just more options to score the ball.
I got the Blue Jays too here. Odds makers have that right now. San Diego State -2.
That one's a bit surprising for me. It shows that San Diego State's been around and they've been to the tournament a lot. I think maybe it's a credit to that.
Yeah.
I like Creighton by a couple.
But let's get to the game we want to talk about here. We're talking Vermont and Arkansas. Right now, the odds makers have this as Arkansas -5.
That's crazy to me. I think it's crazy.
You taking the points?
I would take the points.
You're not taking straight out necessarily, but you think Vermont can hold it inside of 5.
Oh no, that's not what I mean the opposite of that. They're not keeping it within inside of 5.
No,
there's no way. I think this is I think it's bad. This one, I want to talk about this one for me because I think I'm surprised at how often I'm seeing an upset in this game. I just don't see it myself.
Okay.
I don't see Arkansas losing to Vermont, and I see everyone picking this game. I just think Arkansas's defense stifles SEC offenses. I just don't see Vermont's offense being able to beat an Arkansas defense for me.
That's fair.
And that's how I look at this game, and it's interesting to me because I see so many people picking this upset, and I don't like it for myself personally. I don't like it. I think that spread is quite low.
5.
I think
you're giving the points, and you're going to take Arkansas here.
I would take Arkansas, and I think this should probably be near like a 10-point favorite. Arkansas should be. So it's interesting to me. How do you feel about this one?
My one area of concern with Arkansas is their 3-point shooting. They don't shoot the ball necessarily well.
No, and they take a pretty high volume for not shooting it well.
That's my one concern with them. So if they get even colder than that, then it could spell trouble for them. But they've been playing some good ball. You won off that game for them against A&M up until, I think, if we filmed this video the same time a week ago and people are picking Arkansas easily in this game.
Yeah.
And I think people are getting a little overwhelmed by the fact of that A&M game. And I want to throw that out the window, kind of.
I do too. I think it was kind of the same situation as that North Carolina where they got blown out to a hot team and a desperate team that knew that they needed to
win.
And Arkansas, we all know, did not need to win. Of course, they wanted to, but I think that is a good point. And we know how Arkansas can win ugly.
Yeah.
So even if let's say Arkansas shoots 4 for 17 from 3, which is honestly a decent possibility.
Yeah.
I think Arkansas is still going to be able to dog out of this
You
game.
think so?
I think a lot of people fall in love. And the interesting thing about Vermont is they take a high volume of threes and they hit it at a pretty high clip. And I think that is what makes people pretty confident in them. And I respect that. And people that pick it, I think it could be an interesting one. I'm seeing it more often than I think it should be picked.
Yeah. You think there's something there, but you don't think there's so much there that the people should be picking it as often as they are.
That's kind of how I'm looking at it.
So.
And so for me, I'm going to go Arkansas by 11 for myself.
I'll say Arkansas wins, but they don't cover.
Okay.
I think I'll say Arkansas by 4. They don't cover, but they get a win.
Okay. I like that because it's going to be a good one, though. Yeah. We do think it's going to be good. And I'm really curious because I've seen so many people pick this game. So I'm pick Vermont in this one. So I'm curious.
It's something to watch. That's going to be at 7:20 Mountain Time. So 9:20 Eastern.
So they put that one in like a good slot for everyone to get to see, honestly.
Yeah. So that'll be big. Now, the last game we want to talk about here is San Francisco taking on Murray State. The Dons making it out of the West Coast Conference as a 10, taking on Murray State as a 7. Murray State had a really good Ohio Valley or Missouri Valley? Ohio Valley Conference record.
They did. Did they even lose? I don't even think they lost.
I don't think they lost.
I
don't think they lost in their conference.
This Murray State team hasn't lost in like 3 months at this point. It's kind of the same as South Dakota State. Like these teams haven't lost in forever. And the storyline that I love is like seeing 2 mid-majors in a 7-10 matchup is interesting to me. It's just something you don't see very often. So I like seeing that. And this one, I saw in a few different things, only 29% of people are picking San Francisco to win this game.
Yeah, well, the line right now is Murray State -2. And I'll tell you what I think right here. There's an adage when a team's on a winning streak in sports is when you're on a losing streak is sometimes you lose a tough game before you end the losing streak. And sometimes when you're on a winning streak, you win some games you probably shouldn't win, or you win some squeakers before you start losing.
Yeah.
Murray State at the start of their win streak in conference was winning games fairly handily, and they won games fairly handily for a while. But if you go back and look what Murray State's been doing halfway, like recently in the past couple of weeks, they're getting closer and tighter and tighter and tighter in their games, and they're starting to squeak them, and they're starting to get barely getting by here. And I think they get caught here, Zach. And I like San Francisco.
I like your point. I really do. I think 3 of their last 6 games are decided by single digits, I think.
Yeah.
And this isn't against great Ohio Valley opponents, some of these teams.
SEMO.
Like SEMO. Yeah, Southeast Missouri, they almost lost to in the conference tournament. So I like what you're saying. I think at some point this win streak of like 20 in a row at this point, maybe it's 19, is going to come to an end. I think San Francisco has had a lot more tests.
They've had some tougher competition.
They've had tougher competition. Even in their non-con, they scheduled a couple tough opponents. San Francisco did. They played teams like Loyola Chicago and someone else I can't remember. But I think this San Francisco team, I think they're veterans too. Jamari Bouye and Khalil Shabazz, really good guards. Good guards. Maybe the best pairing of guards in the mid-major. So I don't know. I'm leaning San Francisco as well.
Numbers match up so evenly here, Zach.
They do. The numbers are like, this game is really,
47% for Murray State from the field, 45 for San Francisco, 35 for 3, 35 from 3 for Murray State, 35.4. Like it's so even.
It's dead locked in almost every way.
And you just have to start now talking about who's playing better ball right now. And that's why I think San Francisco.
Yeah, I think even in like everything makes this matchup kind of tough to pick. I think that also makes me want to pick San Francisco as well is their ability to rebound the ball. They have one of the best rebounding centers in college basketball. I think he averages 10 rebounds a game in like 25 minutes. I think that could be crucial. I don't know. I just like San Francisco's size. I like their ability their guards' ability. So I just think San Francisco I'm gonna go San Francisco by 3 on like a buzzer.
So they cover by 3. I'll go San Francisco by 5. By
5.
Yeah. So we got close games here in all our picks here.
We do.
I think it's gonna be a great day tomorrow, Zach.
Tomorrow, it was so tough to even pick these five. With these five, we're like, these are a couple others that are pretty interesting.
Yeah, we had some the Memphis Boise State we were talking about.
We were like, holy crap, that's a phenomenal game.
Richmond, Iowa, I think is sneaky good.
I do too, because everyone's pushing Richmond out of the way, but you can't sleep on a team that has like 6 seniors that have all been with each other for years now.
They've both been hot. Both these teams got hot towards the end of their years. And Richmond got hot and won their conference tournament. Iowa got hot and won their conference tournament. Iowa got hot a few games before the conference tournament actually started, but they still been hot. I think they're 2 teams that are streaking right now, Zach, and one of them is going to come to an end.
It is. And people are really high on Iowa, and they're a great team. Don't get me wrong. They're Keegan Murray, the Murray brothers, phenomenal. But and I'm not necessarily going to call this upset, but I think it's going to be closer than people think.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be closer than people think. That's what I'm pretty sure of.
I think so too. Oh, you even mentioned you see the possibility for Longwood in this game against Tennessee.
I do. I think Longwood could keep it relatively close. Out of all the 14 threes, Colgate in Wisconsin is probably the best, and that's Friday. But out of the 14-3 today, I think Longwood will compete better than, like, let's say Yale over Purdue.
Yale over Purdue. So that's what we see here. And then even the UConn New Mexico State game, a lot of people love that game, Zach.
People do. People really like New Mexico State in that one. It's only a 6.5 point favorite for UConn.
Let's see how just quick here. The numbers even line up. It looks decent.
They're decently familiar. I just think UConn's size, and UConn's better at each position. There's no advantage for New Mexico State necessarily.
No, I was just curious on that one to see what it looked like.
Yeah, I was too.
But yeah, guys, that's what it looks like. Tomorrow, Thursday, those are our games here. We're gonna record a video for you tomorrow night. We'll have games for Friday, previewing Friday's key matchups first, and we're also gonna record a video highlighting and talking about these matchups and these storylines we took away from Thursday. So there's gonna be videos coming out for you guys. Hopefully you guys like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Discord that we got going here, Zach.
Yeah, we do. We just created that yesterday, and we're gonna post a link to that. And so join our Discord. We're just gonna try to talk ball with you guys, and it is gonna be fun. So join it, and
we got a community going here, guys. If you haven't already joined us, you got time still. If you see this before the tournament starts, join our ESPN Fantasy college basketball group, our bracket there. It's Z-Dub Sports Nation is the group name. There's still time to come join us on. Again, it's on the ESPN Fantasy app. Just look us up. There's no password. We want to see as many of you guys as we can. We Zach and I were kind of caught off guard when we saw all those people, all you guys there.
Yeah, we were like, yes, this is awesome, because it was freaking sweet. We like, I think 65.
We're up over
people.
70. We're up over. I think we're up at 75 or something like that.
Wow,
last look.
That's great.
Yeah,
more and more people join. That would be awesome.
We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy the ball tomorrow as much as we are gonna.
We're so stoked. We are so excited for 10:15 Mountain Time tomorrow. Oh, it's gonna be so great.
We're fired up. Hopefully you guys have a good night's sleep. Get your rest, because the madness starts tomorrow. Take care, guys. See ya.